It is now time for our feature presentation. Spoiler warnings. Okay, it's time for the next review, the 2022 film, Piggy.
¡Hermita!
Pero mira cómo está. Se trata de que salga, que le dé el aire.
¡Qué asco de tía! Mírala, por favor.
¡Me llaman cerda!
Oink, oink, oink.
¡Por eso no bajo y tú no haces nada!
No sé lo que ha pasado en la piscina.
¡Hermita!
¿Y viste algo, oíste algo raro?
Por favor.
¡Hermita!
Lo estamos sacando de quicio.
A ver, yo no sé vuestras hijas, pero la mía no desaparece así como así.
Tu hija. Le llaman cerda a mi hija.
Pero Dios mío, ¿qué le han hecho?
Esta sangre que es, Sara.
¿Qué has hecho, Cerdi?
¡Hermita!
Alright, so a little backstory on this. So a while back, probably like maybe, I guess about 5-6 months ago, around my birthday, we went to McKay's, and then I was telling Tazy, I was like, Tazy, eventually we're going to do a Tazy special where Tazy gets to pick all the films. And one film she picked was Piggy. Fast forward, we're getting ready to do this episode. I'm a broke boy. And I was like, God damn, man, I gotta buy all these damn foreign movies. And I realized the movie Tazy picked out for a special Piggy is a Mexican film. I was like, well, hell, let's just bump it on up. I mean, Tazy's gonna get another pick later on. And Tazy picked out Piggy. And, Tazy also picked out The Roommate. So I was like, oh man, I don't know if it's gonna be that good. But it actually was the best film, I feel, of the Mexican country. That we reviewed out of the 3. Dwayne actually had really enjoyed this film. What you think?
Yes. I wasn't, after those two mummy movies, I was like, oh god, poor Mexico. But I was like, no, Piggy really ended up being a really good movie. I enjoyed it a lot. And, you want to talk about it?
Yeah. So I knew nothing. I didn't watch any trailer. Only thing I knew was on the box art, she's covered in blood and has a knife. I was like, okay, well, I guess she's probably going to get bullied and kill a bunch of people. And I was actually half right. The movie starts, they're over there somewhere in Mexico, and this young teenage girl who's overweight, I think her name's Sarah, but they call her like Sarah. Or I don't know, maybe that's her name, I don't know. It's like, it sounds like Sarah, but not. She works at her family's butcher shop, and she's not popular because of her weight issues, and she wants to hang out with the popular kids, and even like one of her old best friend kind of ditched her to hang out with popular kids, which happened to me. So I was like, oh damn, I really feel for this girl, because I know what that's like when your friends get more popular and you become old trash. So I was like, oh man. So they really got you like invested in her, like if you could see she really wants to like be, because she's following them on Instagram, and they're posting where they're going, and you can tell she wants to be part of it, but she knows she probably can't. it was very like a lot of great storytelling without like really telling you the story without holding your hand there. I thought it was very well done, and these girls are meaner than shit to her. They went out swimming, so she went swimming somewhere else. They just happened to be there. They stole all her clothes except her bathing outfit and her towel, and they make fun of her, call her fat, piggy, and just humiliating this poor girl. And then there happens to be another man in there swimming with her, and they're like, "Oh, is that your boyfriend?" And then like he doesn't say anything, and she's embarrassed and runs away crying. They stole all her shit, so she's got a long walk back, just in her bathing suit, no shoes, so her feet are getting blistered. And on the way back home, the guy who was swimming with her has kidnapped those 3 girls in his truck, and she has a kind of an opportunity to save them, but she doesn't take it, which I thought was good. I said, you know what, fuck them bitches, because those bitches were mean. They should die. That's what I thought. I was like, yeah, don't you save them bitches. Don't you save them bitches, Sarah. And she didn't. I was really happy. And then the guy gives her some clothes, and she makes it back home. And then you follow her, and then through her life, and she you feel like everybody's making a big deal about the girls disappearing, and you can tell she's conflicted about the decision she made. She doesn't say it out loud, but you can tell she's thinking like, did I make the right choice, or do they deserve it? And she kind of teeters on that for almost the rest of the movie. Dwayne, what do you think of the plot of this? I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. When I was watching it and they were making fun of that girl, I felt so bad for her.
Yeah.
And then her family's not rich. Her mom's really overbearing and picking on her and just being horrible to her.
Yeah,
the dad's nice.
The dad was cool.
The little brother wasn't that bad. He's a little brother.
Yeah, the little brother.
But yeah, the mom was just a bitch to her.
Yeah, she was very like controlling and kind of like snarky and and shit like that. But one of the parents come to their house and is like begging her to help, and she doesn't want. I don't want nothing to do with this. I don't know where anybody's at. And people keep kind of like, her story keeps falling apart. So people are starting to piece together like she may have something to do with this. And she uses somehow she gets this idea to like use this app to track. I guess what was it, her phone? Because they stole her phone, maybe.
I thought it was a friend's phone. They said something about the mom using the same app trying to find the phone.
Well, she tracks her friend's phone, and she finds some of their clothes, and she finds the man who kidnapped them. They kind of hunker down, and as the other parents are looking for them, and nothing really came of that. And then she goes back home and she like masturbates to the man. I was like, well, okay, this is maybe like she'll be like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of story, and then go out and be killers. I was like, you know what? If she does, I'm not gonna blame her, because those people were mean, and even like the rest of town people were fucking mean to this woman. Like random teens are like making fun of her, and so after she masturbates again to that guy she just met, the killer who she don't know anything about. She just knows that guy turns her on, and then they end up going to the police station to like kind of help defend herself. And she actually just makes things worse, but they manage to get out. And when she gets back, the killer shows up and murders her dad and murders her mom. But she makes them spare the brother. And he takes her away to his little crib, and where he has the other girls. One's already dead, but 2 of them are still alive. And then on the way, they actually get in a wreck, though. And she wakes up, she sees all this and the madness. And you think, okay, good. This is the scene where she finally gets revenge. I thought, finally she'll get this be a really cool, brutal death. But she forgives the girls and decides to go with them instead of the guy. which really confused me, Dwayne. I honestly, the end, I thought the movie was like super solid until the end, because I was like, well, what made her choose the girls? You know, what do you think?
So, in the middle of it, when after she kind of lies about not going swimming in the pool where the other girls were out the day before, and all the people are like, no, the mom was telling her, no, you went swimming there, and she's telling the police she didn't, because she didn't want to be a witness and stuff. She didn't want to tell anybody what was going on, that the girls were picking on her and everything. But then somebody looked at the Instagram or whatever it was and saw that she was there, because the girls were taking pictures of her, of them picking on her. She says, I keep making the wrong choices, I keep doing things wrong, I try to make things better, and I keep messing them up all the time. And I think that's what she did at the end too. You would think she would join with that guy, the one guy that likes her. Well, there's another guy that likes her too. But like the guy that's trying to save her from those other girls, and you think, you know, maybe she's gonna, like you said, she's going to join with him.
Yeah.
And he's going to take care of her or something. But then she does make the wrong choice again. Maybe she made the right choice. But she makes the wrong choice maybe again and decides to save the girls who are picking on her because she knows this guy's a killer and maybe he just might get tired of her one day, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe she made the right choice, maybe she made the wrong choice, but she keeps talking about, I keep making the wrong freaking choices and I keep making things worse, and maybe that's how she ended up making the wrong choices again.
Oh, I think maybe that him killing her parents might have pushed her into that direction. I wish they would have. She didn't seem to care, but I kind of wish maybe they would have done something more to hint more at her why she chose the way she chose. I think she chose wrong, me personally. Those were some shitty people. But that's beyond the point. And she, the guy kind of chases her a little bit, and she ends up biting, I guess, his jugular vein out, and he bleeds out, which was pretty brutal. That was really the only decent kill in the film, I think, because that one girl dies, but the meanest girl, but that was off camera. Yeah. And then there's another death, the lifeguard. He's in one scene where he's a dick to the killer, but then next time you see him, he's tied to a chair underwater, which was a very great scene because, like, when she's trying to hide from the bullies, and she swims underwater. And you see him, the dead body tied to a chair in the bottom of this, like, what was that, like a creek, maybe, or a pool. And the lifeguard was dead, tied to the chair at the bottom of the pool. And she swims. She doesn't see it, but we see it. I thought that was great. You know, like, holy shit. I thought that was an awesome little scene. What do you think, man? I think this is definitely the best of the countries. What did you like? What didn't you like?
So we're just talking about that scene in the water where she goes underwater to try to escape those girls. And like you said, you can see in the background, I was first watching, it's like, is that a body tied to like a lifeguard chair in the water? And then she tries to swim away a second time, and you see it again, and like, yeah, it is a damn body in the damn pool, in the water. And like I said, she doesn't even see it, so you don't even think about it until then later they say the lifeguard did this and too, and then they start pulling body out of that pool. I think it was a really good movie. It's not made, it wasn't like made great, you know, it's like a production cost, but it's a really good movie. I liked it a lot. There's scenes where, like, in the background, there was a running of the bulls, and a bull got loose, and every time you turn around, there's a bull running through town. And that's some of the reason why they get into a car wreck at the end, run into the bull and everything. And the guy's got to carry her back to his hideout and everything. No, I think it's a good movie. I liked it better than the other two.
By far.
Yes.
By far. So Tasia, she's kind of redeemed herself on this one. She, the roommate wasn't that bad. I'm joking about the roommate. It wasn't horrible. But this one I really enjoyed. Definitely, like, I thought it was great. My biggest complaint again is the kind of like ending a little bit, you know. And then at the end, after she kills the man, she frees the girls. I think she actually blows one's hand off with the gun. And then she goes for help and finds the guy she has a crush on, which was a great scene because at the very beginning, like the very first scene of the whole film, she's at her parents' butcher shop and she's watching this guy she has a crush on, like hang out. He's on the moped with one of her old friends, and she could tell she wants to join him and be hang out with these people. And then finally at the end, she's on the back of this guy's moped. Comes full circle. Maybe not how she wanted, but she ended up there. I doubt she'll end up dating the guy, but that's just me. Dwayne, what's your final thoughts and score of Piggy?
Final thoughts was it was a pretty good movie. I liked it, and I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Oh, here are my pros and cons for Piggy. My pros. I thought the acting was very good, well done. It is a dubbed film, however, I really enjoyed it. I wasn't bored like I was with the other films in the country. This movie kept me guessing. I didn't know how it was going to end. I was very shocked by how the movie ended, and I was very happy I wasn't able to predict this film. Very invested in the main character. They did a very great job of building up her character and her story. I thought that was very well done. My cons, a little bit of a confusing ending, and I wish they would have maybe done more to express why she chose the decision to save the women at the end. I'm giving Piggy 8, I'd still smash her, out of 10.